welcome to another Success on Twitch, JC's Success on Twitch tips. Um, Today we're going to be talking about how to choose a game to stream on Twitch, part 2. And I didn't initially intend on doing a part 2 for this, but I'm doing one because after I finished part 1, I realized I forgot a whole bunch of stuff. So here we go. If you haven't seen the first video, I recommend going to watch that first because this is more along the lines of add-ons and additional considerations for what we talked about in part 1. But if you haven't seen that, I am JC6, also known as Jeff Corrett. I was able to go from 0 to 1,200 followers in the last 12 or so months, and 7 average viewers over the past 90 days, and I'm creeping up on 1,300 followers. So things are moving along a lot faster now than they were in the early days. And, if you're struggling to gain viewers and gain followers, you definitely want to be paying attention to the content that I'm putting out. Alright, here's how this is going to work. Just go ahead and add me or ask me a question in the chat if you have a question, and I'll get to it toward the end. I'm just starting to make these videos, so I don't anticipate a ton of questions, if any, but I know they'll come with time if I stick with this. Yeah, I'll keep the interactions to a minimum until the end. So, all right, so let's start with the first point, and here's how we're gonna get a good idea of what kind of growth you can actually expect from the game picker. So in part 1, we were talking a lot about looking at the game picker, and here's a tip that you definitely want to use in order to verify your thoughts or your assumptions. So let's get rid of this. We're going to change our channel viewers to about 4, and let's see. Alright, so as of right now, what the game picker is recommending is to play a game called, let me just make sure we're full, yeah. This is Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers, Shell Shockers, Survive.io, I don't recognize this, Skate 3, Clone Drones, Danger Zone, Grand Theft Auto, whatever, Clash of Clans, right? So this is what they're recommending right now. And here's how we're gonna here's a tip on how to verify what they're saying. So they're saying if you stream this game, you're gonna get 2.17 followers per hour. And that they're saying this is your #1 game you should be streaming. So I told you last time that you definitely want to pay attention to this column and this column, because if they're too low and things aren't kind of making sense, you can kind of go in and verify. So here's how we'll do that. Let's click the game. I'll actually open it up in a new tab. So what I did was I right-clicked, open a new tab. You don't have to do that. I just do that because I like to, just so I can keep this original page open. So you want to click, once you're on, so this is the game page for that game, which is called Pokemon Mystery Dungeon Explorers of Sky. You want to click this follower growth button. So you wanna organize this. They've actually redesigned this since the last time I was here. So let me just wrap my head around what I'm seeing here. So I know that we're gonna want to organize this in terms of stream time, because this is gonna give us our best idea, because it's the biggest sample size. So using scientific data, this is going to be our biggest sample size. So, alright, so this guy streamed for 14 hours, or girl, streamed for 14 hours with 1 average viewer, and he got 1 follower while playing this game. That's pretty bad. Like, that's nowhere near, but of course, that's only 1 average viewer. So let's go a little bit closer to the 4 mark. And here we got a guy or girl who streamed this game for 6 hours with 4 average viewers, and he got how many followers did he get while playing this game? 0. All right, let's go down a little bit. So this is already starting to look pretty bad. This person right here, he streamed this game for 4 hours. Thank you for that follow. He streamed 307. I'm sorry. He streamed for 4 hours with an average of 4 viewers, and he ended up getting -1 followers. So you can kind of see how their recommendations start falling apart. We'll look at one or two more, but you can kind of see that their idea of the 2.17 followers per hour, and of course they're saying that right now, but again this game picker tool is pretty flawed, so you do have to take their recommendations with a grain of salt. But yeah, this guy, let's see, this guy streamed with 9 average viewers for 4 hours and got 0 followers. So you can kind of see that that recommendation is kind of garbage. So scratch this off the list. All right, so let's just say, okay, well, Shell Shockers, they've got 10 viewers in equal or smaller channels and 4 equal or smaller channels. Let's see what the difference is there. Again, I opened up the Shell Shockers, the game page with my right clicker, whatever, however you want to do it. But you click the follower growth button, sort by the hours streamed, and try to find somebody around where you're at. And I think it's actually smarter to click the language that you speak. So I'll click English, just so you don't get thrown off by a game that's mostly played and watched by a different language than you speak. So I'll click stream time. So now we have it sorted by 28 by the number of hours. So let's scroll down to about 4. Boom, we got a 4 average viewer streamer who peaked at 7 viewers. He streamed this game for 11 hours, and this is all in the past 7 days. So we know it's fairly accurate to what's going on right now on Twitch, right? So he gained 7 followers in 11 hours. So just using basic math assumption, we know that he's making less than 1 follower per hour. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's nowhere near what they're saying you might get 2.08. It's less than half that. But it definitely looks more encouraging than the one we just looked at, where people, okay, if you stream this game, you're probably at least going to get something out of it. Okay. Let's look at one or two more. This guy with 5 average viewers streamed for 11 hours and got 30 followers. What? Now that's cool. That's real cool. So hey, that's very encouraging. If I see that, I start to get a little excited. And then let's go on the other side of 4. Let's look at a guy who went 3. Okay, this guy streamed with 3 average viewers. Let me just double check my numbers. 3 average viewers for 8 hours and got 27. What? That's awesome. That's like 3+ followers per hour. And if you really want to get nerdy with this stuff, you can export this to an Excel file up here or to a CSV imported to Excel, and you can set up formulas and stuff to kind of save you some time with trying to figure this stuff out. But yeah, you can see that this looks like a much more encouraging game. So as you can tell, the bigger these two numbers are, if you're kind of in that zone with your viewer count, and I'm imagining that you are if you're watching this, the more encouraging it is. So let's look at Survive.io. Now, I've personally had a lot of success with Survive.io. One of my first games that I was able to grow with. So let's take a look at this one. And again, we're clicking the follower growth button, and then we're clicking sort by stream time to give us our best sample size. We don't want to go with somebody who's only streamed it for an hour, and that's just not enough sample time. So we'll scroll down to about 4. And we've got English already selected from last time, so it remembered that. Alright, this guy had 5. He streamed with 5 average viewers for 18 hours and got 42 followers. Um, that's a little bit more than 2 per hour. Pretty good. Um, and let's see. And this guy streamed with 3 for 15 hours and got 16. So a little bit better than 1. Cool. I mean, that's encouraging. That's a game that you should be able to grow with if you're getting at least 3 viewers, right? And we know that because we verified. Now here's a 4 viewer streamer. Streamed for 14 hours and he only got 10. Okay. Well, I mean, it's still. At least you're getting something. I once streamed Halo 5 for weeks on end with not a single follower. So like that's growth in my opinion. And just a tip, if you're playing this game, you better be playing follower games cuz that's why people are following. Um If anybody has a question in the chat, just let me know and I'll get to your question as soon as I can. But I'm gonna keep rolling on with this. Um, I'm streaming this one only on YouTube this time. I'm not doing the multi-stream because I remembered when I became an affiliate on Twitch, I signed something that said I give Twitch 24-hour exclusivity to my content. So I can't restream, multi-stream, whatever you want to call it, to both Twitch and YouTube at the same time and be in accordance with that thing that I signed. So maybe I shouldn't have signed it, but I did. But you know, whatever. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I'm thinking that more people on YouTube are looking to be educated, and more people on Twitch are looking to be entertained. So let me know what y'all think about that idea in the chat or in the comments below. All right, so I am going to look at maybe one more just to kind of drive this point home. Okay, so all right, 107. This is creative destruction. 107 people viewing with 52 channels. Let's see what it would be like if you had about 4. All right, Kazi YB says, and I think this is the unusual Brad, right? Yeah. Do you have any talents you could try out to upload or anything like that? Um, yeah, I don't know if that pertains to this particular video that I'm creating. Right now, this video is about like what games to stream on Twitch, but yeah, we'll talk about that later. And I think any talents that I have, you've already seen me on Twitch utilizing it. Um, yeah, so I'm gonna be interacting more with the chat after this video. But yeah, so looking at creative destruction. So we go to follower growth, we sort by stream time, and let's find a couple around 4 average viewer guys, right? So the top guy streamed 48 hours with 3 viewers and got 24. That's exactly 0.5 viewers per hour. It's alright. Better than nothing, that's for sure. Um, I've definitely done worse. Um, this guy streamed with three average viewers for 40 hours and got 46. So that's better than 1 per hour. This guy had some awesome results, it looks like. Well, he had 16. It just goes to show the higher your viewers on Twitch, the more attention and followers you get. Because this guy had 16 viewers for 37 hours and got 95. Um, but yeah, it looks like as long as you have a couple viewers, you should be able to grow with this game. Unlike what we saw with that first game that we looked at, where you weren't necessarily getting. Yeah, Kazi, this is one of the videos where I'm talking about how to get bigger. Like I'm helping people to find out what the right game is to play, and then this will be created into a YouTube video for my YouTube channel, which will help grow my YouTube channel and promote my Twitch stream. So yeah, that is what this is. All right, so let's go into point number. So that's point number 1. That's how you can get a good idea of what kind of growth you can actually expect from the games that you pick. Number 2, determining viewer intent. So let's take a look at some of these games. So I'm going over to Twitch right now. And while we're on the subject of survive.io, All right. So I'm going to go to survive.io and we'll kind of take a look at what the streams are looking like and try to guess or try to get a feel for why people are watching a certain stream. This guy's playing Rocket League under the survive.io. And that's, yeah, oh, you see that sometimes. All right, so let's go to this guy. He's doing a giveaway. But what I know about survive.io, it's all about the follower games and the open lobbies. This game is great to stream if you know, because it makes it really, really easy for people to. I better mute this. It makes it really, really easy for you know, random viewers to hop in your game, and you know, you can always tell them, hey, you have to follow, and then I'll give you the code to join, because it's a browser-based thing. They can just click and join up. And unfortunately, this ad is playing, but um, you have to get an idea. Are people watching this game because they want to do follower games and open lobbies, or are they watching it because they want to learn how to get better? Are they watching for creative reasons? Are they maybe like what we see in the music and performing arts, where they just want to have that on just to be like in awe of the sheer musical talent that the person has? So number two, what is the intent of the viewer? And if and let's just take Halo 5 or any Halo game for example. If you're not a top tier player, where you're competing for like the highest level, it's really really hard to get any attention in a game like that. Because a lot of times people will watch those streams to try to get better because it's a very esports and competitive focused game. But not always. You know, there's some creative scenes too, and a little bit more. Sometimes there's more casual, but for the most part, Halo, it's all about like skill. And you'll see some of the best players dominate those Halo directories. But there's definitely some exceptions in there. But for the most part, that's what it is. Um, so let's kind of see what's going on. I would imagine there's some kind of customs and squads. He's probably just, you know, doing follower games or whatever. So yeah, my point is hop in there, kind of see what's going on, get a feel for what's going on. And if you know, if you feel like you could kind of change your stream title to kind of match what the viewers are kind of looking for, I think can help you a lot there. But yeah, try to figure out what they want and give it to them. I guess that's my point. All right, and point number 3, my final point for part 2 of this video is when to actually use Twitch Strike. So I said in the first video that Twitch Strike isn't as good as Solinome, and I stick with that. However, I think that it's still useful. I think that it's still useful in determining when to play. And I'll tell you what I mean. So let's take survive.io for example, or whatever. Let's just click this. View more what to stream. So this is a tool that gives you ideas of what you should be streaming. So let's just take one of their examples. Let's take music and performing arts because we were just kind of talking about that. Change your time zone to your own time zone. Um, so I think the most useful part of Twitch Strike is that it tells you when is the best time for you to stream. All right, so there's this heat map. So the heat map tells you various things such as how many channels are live typically at this time. And I think if you want to have a better sample size, you can go last 28 days. I think it's updating right now. So yeah, change that to last 28 days. You'll have a better sample size. But what this tells you is when's the best time for you to go live. Now, for a guy like me, I don't have a very flexible schedule, so I don't mess with this too much. I just kind of have to stream when I can stream. But for those of you who are younger, maybe in college, don't have a whole lot going on, and you can You can set a lot of time towards streaming, or maybe you're in high school or whatever, um, middle school, whatever. Take a look at this thing. So it's twitchstrike.com. You find the game that you want to check out, and the darker, I believe, yeah, the darker the rectangle, like the more purple it is, the better chance you have of getting found. So let's take a look at some of these numbers. So they're saying on like the most viewers. Okay, so they're saying, okay, so the best ratio, no, I think they're saying the best ratio is to play at Thursday at 9 p.m. So let's take a look at Thursday at 9 p.m. Thursday at 9 p.m. So it's saying there's a ratio of 46. So that means there's 377 channels and 13,800 viewers. So the better, the less channels, so the less competition and the more viewers happens typically at this time over the last 4 weeks or so. So you know, like if this is part of your you can make this part of your strategy if you can adjust some things in your schedule so you can get on there and have a much higher chance of getting found. And I think this is the best way to use Twitch Strike, and just look at this. I mean, this is pretty useful stuff. So once you find the game that you want to play, I would come back to Twitch Strike and look at this scheduling stuff and try to get a good day and time that you're going to get on. So it can be a really useful tool. So if you're seeing this on YouTube, and I'm sure you will, because I'm recording it on YouTube, I'd appreciate a like and a comment to help more people find it. Make sure to subscribe if you enjoyed the content. Take a look at my description. You'll find a link to my Twitch. Come and hang out with me there. And yeah, that's going to do it for this video. Y'all have a great day.